Welcome, hello, another episode of Cook with the Wing King. My name is Olu Babalola. In today's episode, we're gonna do it's a double whammy, twofer. So we're gonna do fried chicken sandwich, much like how you Americans have gone mad for the Popeye chicken sandwich. Mine's better. Sorry, just telling you.
My favorite, a double, triple-decker sardine and marshmallow fudge sandwich.
Let me show you. And we're gonna do popcorn chicken. Popcorn chicken is really, really good. The kids will go mad for popcorn chicken. My little boy loves it. My daughter loves it too. I've served it many places, and parents always say how much the kids love it. I've served it at a couple of weddings. I've catered a couple of weddings. A lot of kids don't want to mess with the bone in the wing. I do a lot of wings at weddings, as not the main meal, but you know, the nighttime thing when everyone's probably drinking and you just want to snack on something. I usually do a lot of wings for weddings, and that's when the popcorn chicken comes in as well. So it's really simple and easy. Try it. I bet you kids love it. Right? You know, these games were fun, but now the fun's over. It's time to go to work.
In there, relax, Bobolola, finish at the rim.
To get the ball inside. Moments ago, that good penetration, finding that open jumper for the three, but they've got to keep Ford on him.
My name is Olu Babalola, former professional basketball player, now cooking. Buffalo wing king chicken wings. Chicken wings. So now we'll do the blue cheese. So the first thing we'll do, we've got the chicken, we're going to use the chicken breast. For the chicken sandwich, if you want, you can go with a dark meat. You can get a boneless, skinless thigh. Me personally, that's my preference because the thigh has a lot more flavor than a breast. But for the sake of this video, we'll go with the breast because we're going to use a bit of the breast to do the popcorn chicken. The popcorn chicken I wouldn't do with the thigh because it's a bit too fatty. And especially if you're feeding young ones, you don't want them eating all that fat. Alright, so in here, we've got our buttermilk, which if you remember, is 1 cup of milk to a tablespoon of lemon juice. Alright, so you get your cup of milk, tablespoon of lemon juice, leave it, you'll see it start to separate, curdle, then you can mix it up, and that's your buttermilk. That's what we've got in there with onions and garlic and herbs. Remember, no seasoning salt in the buttermilk. You just want the flavors from the veg to incorporate with the chicken, and then we can season salt it once we're ready to cook it, which we're going to do now. So we'll take the chicken out of the buttermilk. Get the bigger one actually. Alright, now the most important thing is you try and keep it one thickness. Yeah, as you can see here, it's thicker up here than it is down there. So what we could do is we cut it open like a book and flatten it out. This makes the sandwich cook in half the time, and it makes it look bigger. So if you're serving this to somebody and they've got this big ass sandwich and they feel like they've got their money's worth, even though it's the same piece of chicken. Alright? So we'll cut that. Just the top part. Right, get that up. Flatten that out. Right now, this is where we want to season this. So definitely use Mama seasoning. If you haven't already got it, go on the website and get it. www.thewingkings.co.uk. But there's other seasonings you can use as well. So I like AROMAT. I like this for the breast of the chicken or turkey. The white one's good. Dark meat, Mama seasoning is a lot better with, but it does go really good with this as well. I like to use both. Whereas if it's dark meat, I just go with that by itself, my one. Right? So with this this here, season it. This has got a lot of salt in it, so you don't want to season it too much. For one breast this size, I would say 2 teaspoons, right, on each side. Get it nice and covered, and then go with a tablespoon of this. So half a tablespoon on each side, a tablespoon full for the whole breast. Alright, now this chicken is going to taste really good I know that for sure because of the buttermilk that's got the onions and the garlic and the herbs and the veg. Alright, so with this, you want to go flour. Right, remember the February thing. Now, when you go to these other places like Popeyes and that, Chik-Fil-A, they don't use panko. I don't know, maybe because it's cheaper. So when we do the flour, egg, breadcrumb, you want to do that, but with the breadcrumb at the end, you want to do 50-50 breadcrumb and flour. That way it will be crispier, more crispy than these fast food places, but not super duper too crispy where it's like you're crunching a wall or something, right? So flour, egg, and then the breadcrumb is half breadcrumb, half flour, right? So get that in, that shake off, dust off. Make sure you shake it off, because if you don't shake it off, you get a really, really thick, unpleasant crust, and it'll just be crust, and before you get to the chicken, and it's not pleasant at all. So make sure you pick it up, shake off the excess, and then get it into the breadcrumb flour mixture. The breadcrumb flour mixture also has oregano and thyme in there. Alright? So once that's covered, get that in like that. That's ready to be deep fried. You can just leave that to the side. Alright? So with that, now we'll do our popcorn chicken. Alright, so with another piece of chicken, with this, a little goes a long way. Because you're cutting them into small little bites. Kids like little bites like that anyway, easy food to eat. It's not just for kids, obviously anybody can have it, but this is a kid's favorite, I know that for sure. When I used to be on a trailer, because I have a trailer, a catering trailer, and my son, if I had an event, he would come and straight away, he'd just run on the trailer, all everywhere, wouldn't care. Popcorn chicken, oh, popcorn chicken, that's all he knew. Right? And even to this, he's 6 now, and it's still his thing. It's the popcorn chicken that he loves. So if you've got kids around, try this. And if you've got like your kids' friends coming over, if there's a bunch of kids, definitely do this, because as I said, a little goes the wrong way. One breast, you probably can feed about 4 or 5 kids, right? So definitely give it a try. It's better than those cheap sandwiches or whatever that you get in the grocery stores that you don't even know what's in it, right? So cut down like strips. This is how I do my strips. Remember on the strips? Cut them down the exact same way and then cut across them to make little bites. Alright, so once you've done that, season them lightly with those same 2 seasonings. Or, I mean, this is just good enough for sure. Once you've seasoned it, mix it up. Now this one we cook differently. We do the flour, get that all in there, take them out, get them into the egg. Make sure they're fully covered. Remember, these is like the glue for the breadcrumbs, right? Then into the breadcrumbs. Get it all mixed up. Then this one with double batter in it. So they go back into the egg. Because they're smaller, it's okay. The double batter is good because you get a nice bite. They're only little, so you get a nice crunchy little bites. Whereas if it was a whole big, like the burger we're about to fry, it's too big, it's too much, it's just too much crust. But these are only little. And the kids love the crust. Right? Get that back into the flour. Mix it and make sure it's separate when it's in the flour. Yeah, so that you know that it's got the panko breadcrumbs fully covered the chicken. Right? And once we're there, wash our hands and we're ready to fry. Alright, for the chicken sandwich, do a sauce, very, very simple, quick and easy. Chicken, chicken and ketchup. Please don't do that. It's very weird, alright? We'll go with mayo, and it's a fried chicken sandwich, put some hot sauce on it. It won't be too spicy though. The mayonnaise, to counteract with the spice. The heat levels bring it down. It'd just be like a tiny little kick. Put in as much or as little as you want, but it's nice for the colour as well of the sauce. But ketchup and chicken is just one of those weird things that if you love yourself, you shouldn't do. Alright, so we'll go with a cup of mayo. That's a cup. Bet me on it.
How much you want to bet?
Right. A cup of mayo. Whatever hot sauce you like, you're choosing. This here is like a Louisiana style hot sauce that's really good for fried chicken. But some people may prefer the Tabasco, which is a bit more vinegary. I've been in a Tabasco mood over these past few weeks, so I'm gonna use Tabasco. That's about 3 teaspoons. Yeah. So just as much or as little as you want. Put a bit of your own vinegar. We've got white wine vinegar here. Whichever vinegar it is you prefer, whether it be malt vinegar, white vinegar, cider vinegar, just whatever it is you prefer. You only need a touch, a small touch, like a teaspoon. 10 drops, right? Not much at all. And dried herbs of your choice. Me, I will tell you Italian seasoning because you get a little bit of everything. So just shake that a couple times by a teaspoon. And lastly, smoked paprika. Right? If you prefer the sweet or the hot, it's up to you. I prefer the hot because it's not even crazy hot. Go with a teaspoon of that. And then that's it. You don't need salt and pepper. You've got enough seasoning salt on the chicken. You don't even need much sauce on your burger either. This is just so that the burger has some sort of lubricant on the bread. Alright? We're going to butter the bread because you remember, if there's bread, there's butter. And then just a really light, mild, plain sauce for your chicken sandwich. You could add sriracha to that, sriracha hot sauce. That would be a nice little touch. If me, I would go with this, or I would add sriracha instead of the hot sauce. So it's a sriracha mayo, yeah? And if you wanted to, the vinegar you could use is, you know, like the kosher dill pickle that comes in a jar. Pour a touch of that out of the jar into that. That could be a vinegar base for your sauce. So that's the sauce for the burger. So now the oil's to temperature. We brought it to 170. You don't want it too hot because if it's too hot for the chicken and thin, it's just gonna make the outside go real dark and raw on the inside and brown on the outside. So about 170 degrees is perfect temperature. Once it goes in, you should get a nice sizzle, and that will make sure that you've got a good crust on the outside. The panko will be doing its job. So once that's in, just keep it in there, keep your eye on it. Don't move it, don't mess with it, just leave it, let it do its thing. This here is not fully submerged, that's fine. Once I'm starting to see it go nice and brown, I'll flip it and it will cook evenly. Alright, once the chicken's cooked, that's ready. It's nice and golden. I'm not cooked on the inside. So now we'll just build. Alright, so we got a nice brioche bun. We buttered it because if there's bread, you already know. So once that's in, sauce the bottom. Not too much because you don't want it to like seep all out and make your burger messy. Just cover the middle. This chicken, if you cook it right, it will be nice and juicy. So you won't even need too much sauce. If it's overcooked, it'll be dry and uncomfortable, unpleasant to eat. But cook it right for just the right amount of time. This size here, about between 7 and 9 minutes, you'll have a nice juicy piece of chicken, especially if you've done the buttermilk overnight. It'll be so juicy, so tender. We'll cut this up in a minute and have a look. Go with tomato. When you tomato for a burger, go thick, because tomato is one of those things, either you really like it or some people have a real issue with it. If it's thin, then it gets all a bit messy. And even if you take it out, you can still taste the tomato in the burger if you don't like it. But if you go thick, you can just take it out and you're good. You don't have to worry about having the tomato taste, so go thick. Lettuce. If you want to be healthy, more healthy, because lettuce is pretty much water, yeah? So if you want it to be a bit more healthy, you could change the lettuce and go with spinach or even kale. Kale is a bit strong, but if you're on a health kick or you're really trying to, you know, incorporate goodness into your body, you go with kale or spinach. Me personally, I go with spinach. Okay. Chicken's cooked. I can feel it, it's bouncing back, which lets me know that that's really juicy. And we'll cut it and have a look. So, here's your fried chicken sandwich. Up down the middle. So if you look, it's really juicy. See, perfectly cooked. There's no pink in there at all. So that's chicken sandwich, nice and juicy, nice and crispy. The difference between this and the one at the fast food restaurants that you guys all love is you can definitely taste this is homemade because it's a lot more crunchy, it's got a lot more textures, and because you've done the buttermilk overnight, the chicken is super soft and tender. You barely need to chew it, right? Definitely try this one. It's real easy and I'm sure you will like it. So that's the sandwich. What we'll do now is the popcorn chicken. That's going to take way less time than that because obviously it's smaller. So you've already coated the chicken and everything. All this needs to happen now. This needs to go in the oil, just to go nice and the same darkness color there, and that's good to go. So we just throw those in. Be careful when you put them in, don't burn yourself. Get them all in and make sure try to keep them separate from each other so that they cook evenly. So let them go. They will cook for about 4 minutes. Then they can come out. They're good to go with fries. Throw some fries in the oil after. Take them out. Season oil fries with mama season all the time. Whenever I serve food, if you ever bought fries from me, people call them Cajun fries, whatever. It's not really Cajun, it's just mama seasoning on the fries. So always season your fries with this, just for a different level of flavor. Alright, popcorn chicken's done. They're nice and golden and super crispy, alright? So take them out the oil, let them drain off, and these are ready to go. Serve these with fries, chips. Just remember to season your fries and chips with mama season, alright? So just grab one out, have a cut through it. Perfectly cooked, juicy, just like that is, and well seasoned. Alright, so that's your popcorn chicken. Great for kids or anyone, adults, whatever. Usually kids like that with a barbecue or honey barbecue sauce with some fries and your chicken sandwich. Right? Better than Popeyes or wherever these crazy places you go for processed fake chicken. Alright? Wing King's chicken sandwiches and popcorn chicken. Thanks a lot for watching. Like, subscribe. Tons more videos coming. And just join the ride, please. Thank you.